Am I losing my mind? Am I wasting my time? Do I know who I am? I don't know who I am. Can I say I'm the man? I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know who I am.
So confused in this life full of mystery. Guess I'm glad it ain't a life full of misery. I wanna dance, I wanna fly, I wanna let it free. But that's a different side of people they don't wanna see. I've been caught up in my mind sometimes, so alright, just to feel alright. And when the rhyming did good, that's when I just understood it was by design. And when I feel this way, I just walk and talk to appear this way, baby. I don't know what to say, baby. I don't know what I am, baby. That's just how I play, baby. Yeah.
I don't know who I am. Can I say I'm the man? Am I losing my mind? Am I wasting my time? Do I know who I am?
Powered by Riverside FM.
Welcome to another edition of Unconventional Playbook. I'm your host, Lionel Jones. Sam Darnold may be a blessing in disguise. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that, but I wanted to go back to the whole JJ McCarthy last 24-hour debacle. And I just want to clear some things up. Some people, have been getting at me a little bit. That's okay. This is what Unconventional Playbook is all about. Get at me. If you don't like something that you hear, come on, get at me. We can discuss, we can debate. I think a lot of the Minnesota Viking fans are disappointed because they have expected JJ McCarthy to at some point surpass Sam Darnold and to start this year, whether it be game 1 or whether it be game 4, sometime after the bye. I think the majority of Skol Nation, Vikings Nation, expected JJ McCarthy to surpass Sam Darnold. And I really don't care about that. But when I start to care is when I hear people say, okay, there's 2 options for his meniscus. There's the long-term option where he would be out for the season pretty much. It'll be 4 to 6 months, and then there's the short-term option where they would trim the meniscus and he may be back in 4 to 6 weeks. My question then becomes 4 to 6 weeks to do what? 4 to 6 weeks to do what? This is an injury that JJ McCarthy has that had something to do with his stability in his knee and weight bearing. So this is a guy, if he's out short term, he's going to be off his feet. When we talk about 4 to 6 weeks, the question that should be asked is, when can he practice? Because this injury right now, the point I was trying to make yesterday is that what's going to hurt JJ the most is that he won't be able to practice. Yes, Allen Iverson, we're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. So my whole problem with the injury is not him playing and not him coming in, because I had put in my mind, honestly, before I saw that first preseason game against the Raiders, that he probably would redshirt this year. And then when I saw him play, it opened up the door that, wait a minute now. This guy's got a chance to play. And I think that's where the hurt comes from when it comes to Minnesota Viking fans, because everything that has been put out there from the Vikings is they said, we're going to bring this kid along slowly. There's this checklist that he's got to hit. We're not going to rush him out there. This is why we brought in Sam Darnold for the year, $10 million contract. He's going to be our guy. Even the term redshirt was used by national media, Minnesota Viking members. Redshirt possibility. We're not going to rush him out there. And so until we saw what we saw on Saturday, man, I think there were a lot of Viking fans that had that frame of mind. But now comes the knee injury. And my question is, if it's long-term, when does he get a chance to hit the field again? Because it disrupts his timeline. Like, he's not going to be able to get those valuable reps that he would get as a rookie, even if he's not playing practices are a big deal. I know the fans can't see him play, but practices become a huge deal. Practices are a big deal. So when and how is he going to get those reps during his rookie year? So essentially, when he gets back on the field next year and the Minnesota Vikings have to make a decision on Sam Darnold, he's not coming in as a rookie again. And he's having that experience in practice and going through some of those things in practice, working against the ones in practice. That's what he's not getting. That's what bothers me about this injury. And then in the short term, everybody's hoping for the short-term meniscus fix, the trimming. And I guess I'm on board with, why are we hoping for the short-term fix? What's the end game? Are we expecting him to be able to come in after 4 to 6 weeks of being out? Does that mean 4 to 6 weeks of not being able to practice, and then at the 4th or 6th week, he's just hitting the field again to practice? And if you're on board with him possibly coming in to replace Sam Darnold, think about this. If they're actually looking at JJ to come in after the 4 to 6 weeks, if he gets the trimming, how much time does he need to get ready? So essentially, he's going to have to go longer than 4 to 6 weeks just to get ready to get out there and compete. This is not a veteran. This is not a veteran that has been in the league for 6, 7, 8 years that may not need the prep time to get ready and get out there on the field and play. This is a rookie. He just played his first NFL football game on Saturday. So when we talk about the short term, the 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks of what? And then what comes after? And if you are seriously thinking about rushing JJ McCarthy back in there after 4 to 6 weeks, then that means the season must be going pretty bad. The season must be going pretty bad. And if you know anything about orthopedics, the trimming of the meniscus is a short-term solution. Like, to get the thing redone is probably the best solution for a 21-year-old franchise quarterback that's not necessarily needed right now. See, I think Sam Darnold, as I mentioned to start the pod, is a blessing in disguise. Because we could very well not have Sam Darnold. And we could be looking at Mullins and Hall. You saw what that looked like last year. And you can throw the Pastronaut on there too, even though the Pastronaut for a couple of weeks lit it up. I'll never forget that, man. I'll never forget that. But we cannot have Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold could be a blessing in disguise, my friends. You think about this. Sam Darnold is in his prime right now, 6 years in the league, strong arm, strapping lad, good arm, just came from being under the tutelage of next level Shanahan in San Francisco. And now he gets an opportunity to come and interact with the quarterback whisperer, KOC. And I know, man, people talk about Sam Darnold again like he's garbage, but I'm telling you, he could be a blessing in disguise. And before you jump all over me, I'm not saying he's going to be Pat Mahomes. I'm just saying that the Minnesota Vikings could do a lot worse at the quarterback position. I wanted to look up just some stats on Sam Darnold and some of the things that he's gone through in his 6 years in the league. 2008, this is who Sam Darnold was throwing the ball to. He was throwing the ball to Robbie Anderson, Chris Herndon, Jermaine Kearse, Quincy Unawa, Pro Football Focus graded those Jets wide receivers as 27th in the league. Running backs were 28th in the league, and pass blocking was 21st in the league. That comes from Pro Football Focus that year that Sam Darnold was with the Jets. Who could succeed under that, man? Who could succeed under that? Let's go to 2019. His weapons were Jamison Crowder, Anderson, and the late Demaryius Thomas. PFF graded the Jets offense as 25th, receivers at 16th, running backs at 26th, and pass blocking at 28th. So the pass blocking actually got worse. Just think about that. Let that sit and marinate for a minute. You peers, let that sit and marinate about Sam Darnold. 2020, his leading receivers were Crowder, Braxton Barrows. PFF graded the Jets offense 32nd, receivers 30th, running backs 25th, and pass blocking 31st in the league. Come on now. Sam Darnold could be a blessing in disguise. Then he went to California, guys. He went to California. He was throwing the ball to DJ Moore, Anderson again, and star running back Christian McCaffrey, who only played 7 games that year. Remember, Christian McCaffrey had an injury problem. People thought he was injury prone. He only played 7 games that year. The Panthers' offense was graded 32nd by PFF. The receivers were 32nd. Running backs were 23rd, and the pass blocking was 28th. I could go on and on and on and on what Sam Darnold had to deal with at these other stops. Now I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings. 2024 Vikes. And all the weapons and the coaching and the defense on the other side of the ball that will be there to support Sam Darnold. Now, I will be the first one to say, Sam Darnold, there's no excuses. You're set up for success. With the injury to JJ McCarthy, there is no more pressure. What do they say about pressure? It either busts pipes or creates diamonds. See, I'm the type of person, I was always critical of the way the Vikings handled Kirk Cousins because they really didn't have anybody behind him that could push him. There was really no quarterback competition. So Kirk Cousins really never had to sweat. That's why he's having a problem with Michael Penix in Atlanta, because now he's got a thoroughbred behind him and he's got to sweat a little bit. So I have been under the perception that you might see one of the best versions of Kirk Cousins that you've ever seen, because he's got to look over his shoulder a little bit now at the future franchise quarterback. Sometimes pressure can be good. Pressure creates diamonds. But if you can't handle it, pressure can bust pipes. So I think this is a good situation for Mr. Sam Darnold. And I know that there's huge disappointment from the Minnesota Vikings fan base. But like my guy Patrick Buchanan said on our podcast yesterday, there's really nothing that we can do about it. There's nothing that we can do about it. All we can do is support Sam Darnold. And I just got a feeling, fans, you peers, Skull Nation, Vikings Nation, that this guy may step up to the plate and be a whole lot better than what people are anticipating him to be. He's got the pedigree. He's got the attributes. He's got the mind. If we stay semi-healthy on the offensive end and let B-Flow do his thing on the defensive end, man, the Minnesota Vikings still could make noise. The one thing they have to do is not rush JJ back. If JJ needs the long-term fix, go with the long-term fix. Because what is the short-term fix going to do? I mean, he's missing 4 to 6 weeks. And how long would it take if you're even thinking about putting him in games? How long is that going to take? He's missing some crucial reps. You peers, you feel what I'm saying? Like, this is not about, okay, in the 6-week time span, let's just put him in. Like, he's got to get ready, and he's not going to be able to get on the field until he can practice fully. So to get him ready to go out and compete in an actual game, man, how long is that going to take? So the injury is what it is, whether it's, in my opinion, short-term or long-term surgery. It's going to be a considerable amount of time before JJ is ready to go. Physically, he may be ready, but he's got to get his mind right. He's got to get his reps. He's got to have a good understanding of how to read defenses. Like, he was going against a base defense on Saturday. He steps into a real NFL game, there's going to be a lot of looks that maybe he's not seen before, especially when he's been on the shelf for 4 to 6 weeks. Sam Darnold could be a blessing in disguise. It could be a lot worse. We could be sitting here looking at Nick Mullins and Jaron Hall and possibly looking to pick someone up off the street or someone that gets cut after the preseason. And we've got a legit backup in Sam Darnold. He's making $10 million, so $10 million is a backup type salary. That's why I call him a backup. Some may call him a bridge quarterback. That is in his prime, in a big arm. He has the intelligence, and he has the coaching staff to be able to go out and be successful. Having Sam Darnold may be a blessing in the sky. This has been Unconventional Playbook. Lots of good things coming up. Myself and Mr. Patrick Buchanan, we will be going live after the third preseason game against the Eagles. We are going to try this year to go live a lot, especially after Minnesota Vikings football game. So we're throwing that out there. There'll be more news to come. You'll be able to join us live, be able to come and ask us questions during the segment. So we're looking forward to that as well. Lots of big things coming up for the UP. I'm excited. But hit that like and subscribe button. We're growing every day by leaps and bounds. Keep the love and support up. We really, really appreciate it. It's been Unconventional Playbook with your host, Lionel Jones. We will see you when we see you. Latre, take us home.
I don't know who I am. Can I say I'm the man? Am I losing my mind? Am I wasting my time? Do I know who I am?